This is super over the top. You can comment during it. It's okay.
This is the most painful 30 seconds you will never get back.
You said painful? Did you really just say painful?
We're grooving over
5
here.
minutes into this. What are you talking about? There's some guy who put this free music online, copyright free, and you're making fun of it. So they pull the license.
You really need to make it old people in their basement talking about like.
It's just old people. Well, I have to turn the music down. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Old Gray Bricks. How are you? It is our Thursday night live. We have a new friend with us today. We'll be talking to her in just a moment as we go through the room and everything. We hope you're having a great day. We do need to make an announcement. We have officially financially talked about a measure of currency that we've used on the show, and we can no longer do that. We had designated a measure of currency called the Galaxy Explorer, which also equated to 100 American dollars. And because Walmart has dropped it to 75, and I don't want to do that math, we are no longer using a Galaxy Explorer as a measure of how much something costs. So we need to make that public announcement just as an FYI to start the show. So no longer will we be comparing, because I can't multiply three.
Are we gonna castles instead? Like 1/4 of a castle?
Oh, we could do a quarter castle. That would still be $100, right?
But that math is okay. Georgia Tech graduate.
We talking about? He went to Georgia Tech too.
It still goes to a base of 100, and I can multiply that. So
did you know that on your phone there's a thing called a calculator, and you can divide by 75?
But I can't go, oh, your air conditioner is 180 Galaxy Explorers. That's way too hard now. So it's okay. Hello, everybody. We already got some friends joining us in the chat. Cosbricks is here. Hello. Andrew Sada is here. Bricklore is here. Brian Panabaker is here. Axel Plate is here. And I'm here, apparently. I'm here in 3 places. Cosbricks here. Stever, hey, hello. And we're just going to mention our friend Stever. Think about him tomorrow. He got some stuff up. So I don't know what I can and can't share, but we love some Stever and glad and hope he.
What about Gary?
What about Gary? Oh, is this 2 weeks without Gary? Holy cow! Somebody needs to go to Ireland and check on Gary. So, I mean, I'm worried.
Maybe he's mourning the Queen or celebrating, depending on which kind of Irish he is.
Oh, that is true. Hello, hey, there is our friend Brick Cove. How are you? Yay! Ingrid is here as well. So anyway, glad you guys are here. Thank you for joining us. We have a lot of folks already in the chat. Yes. By the way, Virginia Bricks, this is our official wave, the minifig wave.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, actually, I think Meredith and Natalie, because they are friends figures, they have to wave like this because they don't.
Oh, hey, I found a bag of friends characters, and I found this dude. He's like a dude with a blue jean pants and olive gray shirt, and
they
he's like
dudes in Heart Lake City. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, he's the manly dude with the beard and the slick back hair. I looked it up.
The proper term is the hipster, the guy who's doing the hipster revitalization of downtown Heart Lake City.
And he's worth more than the ladies. I got to tell you.
I was going to say, I think Matthew probably can think of a different term for the guy with the slick back hair and the beard. But
well, this reminds me of the guy that the downtrodden executive from the city, who she falls in love with in the Hallmark movie in the town, and and this guy with the suit, gets dumped. So anyway, but he's worth like $10. So he's going on my whatnot tomorrow.
The guy running the like organic honey farm stand in downtown city.
He's like Nate from 6 Feet Under.
I don't think I know that movie.
That is a reference even I don't understand.
It's a TV show.
It's one of the greatest TV shows of all time that you should all go watch, but not with your children.
I'm more of a Dexter fan. What can I say?
All right, Steve Polda. I think that's your first time here. Thank you
Hey,
for joining us.
Steve.
Oh, good. Is that a friend of yours? Oh, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. None of us have friends that show up, so I'm glad you brought some. That's fantastic.
I
Gary.
sent a message to like a few people.
Cool.
The crunchy guy in town.
Yes, he's the hipster crunchy guy. He's doing the homemade donuts, or what else did he do?
I'll be right over.
Is this
Kobacha
a background
stand,
story that you made up?
He's
cooked
making
the-
all the props for the kids musical at Christmas and volunteering his time, and he lives in a shack outside of town. His parents died and left him the Christmas tree farm, and the industrialist came to town to buy the land that the Christmas trees were on, and it snowed. Santa showed up, and they kissed. So that's the show. Right there.
And he
Friends
cooked up his meat in a sous vide.
Friends is getting an official Santa. We only had Mrs. Claus this year. The advent calendar has Friends mini doll Santa. It only took
Cool.
11 years.
Which means that it will probably have a mini doll Santa for every year from now going forward.
And
Like every advent calendar now has a Santa going forward.
Hey, as
Yeah.
long as we get candy canes in every set, I'll be okay.
The last thing, and we'll get on with the show. The last thing, this little bag of Friends Friends dolls, mini dolls here that I end up with. I'm very uncomfortable when you stack these like this.
oh yeah, Friendsodon. Like Garmadon, it's Friendsodon.
This is disturbing on many levels.
It is much more centipede than the minifigure centipede.
Yeah, I called it the friendipede.
Yeah, and then this guy with his chesticles out is super annoying. I don't know. I can't. I don't understand.
Actually, it's interesting that you have that figure because I was looking and I couldn't find where I could actually make a light nougat naked mini doll because I was going to use it in my light nougat habitat, but they don't make any figures with just legs. There's no hips that are just in light nougat, so you can't make a naked mini doll. It's not possible.
There's
I'm
no
very
company
disrupted by this.
for that.
I do want to make an announcement. I'm actually excited. I actually found both of my Zam Wessel hands. I had all the parts to Zam Wessel except for her hands, and I found one in one drawer and one of the other because that's the only figure that color comes in. So I have a Zam Wessel together again, which is pretty awesome.
You're like a millionaire now, according to Bricklink.
She's like $80.
Dana's going to invade your basement in the middle of the night just to get those hands.
No, I already have those. Well, wait a minute. Are those the sand red hands?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I am going to come steal that.
Are they sand red or are they? I thought they were more purpley red. I don't know what they are.
I think they're either sand red or sand purple, one of the two.
Sand purple.
Well, she's the only one that you could get those colors with. So
Then you're safe because I can't make a sand purple minifigure, so you're fine.
well, you
Yeah.
could pay $80 for her and wipe all the print off. I also found some of my Technic minifigure or Technic guys.
Those guys are awesome. They really should go on dates with the Belleville and Scala girls.
Speaking of, look, I found a Scala baby.
So
Yay!
creepy. So creepy.
Is this the 5-minute infomercial for your
It
whatnot
is.
sale?
Oh, well, I do have one tomorrow, but no, it's not.
Thank you for
But if you want to
mentioning
tune in tomorrow at 11 on Whatnot, I'm selling minifigs. So anyway, glad to have you guys here today. We got a lot of folks in the room. We have actually discussed it. Ingrid, she's awesome. Axel Plate is here. I don't know if I said hello, but glad you're here. All right. So let's do a quick spin around the room. Let's start with Pink Wheels. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good, and Natalie's proving a point that guy, the crunchy guy, is the mayor, but he's one of those mayors.
That guy's the mayor?
Apparently, he's the mayor of Heart Lake City, and he has a lime green baby.
Oh, do I have a lime green baby?
Well, I finally got these all the way from Hungary because that's the only place you can order them in quantities because the Lego factory in Hungary. Yeah, the bread piece in regular brown, you can only buy, you can't buy it on Pick a Brick. You can buy it on Bricklink, and people only have 10, 20. But you have to order it on Hungary, it's Bricklink. And then I finally got my shields. So
Ooh,
Nice.
pretty.
Friendship-tober, Nexo, awesomeness crossover logos on them.
It's giving me a very 1970s Fruit of the Loom commercial vibe there with the purple grapes.
And then
That was. I have made like a lot of references, and that is by far the most bizarre one tonight. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was pretty reaching it. Don't not. So yeah. So we got our magic bands. We're going in 2 weeks, and
Yay.
probably I'm gonna have to like not buy Lego for 5 years afterwards.
Nah.
This is how bad it is. I sent her a picture of sparkly bricks at the Lego store, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't have any money right now because Disney."
All going
Nice.
to Bob Chapek. So, and then we're making Natalie will be in full Mandalorian regalia at Galaxy's Edge. So I'm covered in teal spray paint from spray painting her armor this week. Teal and lilac.
Okay, and we do have a semi-official. We need to figure out how to make it official, like betting chart on how long. And I guess we need to have a timer when you scan the band to go into the Magic Kingdom or wherever you're going that day, to how long that armor stays on.
I'll photo document it.
All right, so we need to record. I'm saying I'm putting 11 minutes. I'm putting 11 minutes on it.
11 minutes.
That is mine.
We have a Mando tiara, so she doesn't have to wear the helmet all the time to be in her regalia. She can wear the Mando tiara.
Until a piece of armor comes off, 11 minutes. That's my guess.
If you take the helmet off, you're no longer a Mandalorian.
No, that is not correct.
Cultist, man.
That is not correct. I
You're all
have
trouble
the
to watch.
authority on this, and that is not correct. Nice try, Matthew, but no.
I'm
But
trying.
a piece of that armor, 11 minutes where it comes off, and that's my
Any
guess.
piece other than the helmet. Any piece other than the helmet.
All right. Any piece other than I'm at 12 minutes.
We're not cultists here, okay, man? We're not cultists, you know. We're more of the liberal. What do you call it?
You're reformed.
Pandalorians.
We're new reformed Mandalorians here, so we'll be there in 2 weeks. And Natalie says she had a good time at her first robotics league. Today they built a robot. She wanted to see you.
My son is in theater production as one of his classes, and they did makeup on him today. He was excited.
Really?
I'll tell you all after the show's over what he had to write his sociology PowerPoint on. And I'm like, what? Anyway, I'll tell you later. It's not for public. Anyway, Matt, let's go to Matt. How are you today, buddy?
I'm good. My week is almost over. I have one more class. Yay. And we're almost done with week 6. Yay. And we have 9 more weeks to go. Boo. But anyway. So I thought my trip to the Lego store was complete on Saturday when I went for the discount. But then a little bird told me that there were new parts on the wall. Ta-da. Including lavender leaves. So, of course, I needed lavender leaves. And so I also got a little bit of the olive green cut corner plates. So got some of those.
By the way, that stack of leaves looks like a Windows screensaver going on, like the cards falling on.
Yeah, I was tempted to send Brian out to Sugarloaf to get those today.
And while I bought the 3-pack, the Halloween 3-pack, I had not gotten the Day of the Dead lady. And since I had a 3-pack, I got 3 Day of the Dead ladies. Woo! So we can be very, very Halloween. And Halloween is a very big holiday at our house. We decorate to the hilt. And they had the space shuttle because what does everybody need but yet another space shuttle? But I broke the rules so I could pack a few more of the new parts that don't come in this color. I was not very good at following the instructions, but I did get a few parts that I really wanted. So there's some nice dark purple, the flat headlight bricks, and these, dark azure cones, which I don't think those are readily available. So
I don't believe they are either.
And you could always use some more gold 1x1 rounds. So there's good parts on this little freebie thing that they had at the store today. So, and that's it. That's pretty much it. So
Cool.
Go on.
So the shuttle was the in store build or whatever. Cool.
Correct. Yesterday and today.
But I don't think. But they didn't have it at North Point. It was only at Sugarloaf.
Really?
Yeah. Or if they did have it at North Point, they didn't tell me about it when I was there during lunch.
Oh, well, that's yeah. They had it open all. I was there around whatever.
So it must have been an
11.
all-day thing. Yeah.
I was there at 12. I think they had a lot left at Sugarloaf, so maybe they just decided to run it all day. I don't know. But,
And maybe they did it yesterday at North Point, but didn't do it at all today because they ran out.
and maybe Adam just likes me better than the Michaels like you.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you used to work at that store, and they don't text you pictures of what's on the pick-a-brick wall. They text me.
No, I have a person who puts it on Instagram. Why do I need it? Why do I need text?
That's true. Hey, we have some new friends. Ant Bandit is here. VW Bricks. I don't know if I even said hello to you. Good to have you here. Kamakai Ken has joined us. Brick Dudes, welcome. Glad you folks are here. And if I missed you, I'm sorry, but we're glad you're with us tonight. All right. Let's see, Mr. Sandlin, what is up with you and Small Paul?
Not much.
Small Paul's over in the Small Paul corner having adventures. I haven't really made any progress on this, but maybe people who weren't with us, people who were not with us on Monday's show can see I've been working on this adventure.
That's awesome.
It looks
so
great.
Sliding doors.
So yeah, it's got the little doors in the middle that
Are
Small
you gonna
Paul
make
opens.
those mechanisms? Are you going to make those actual mechanisms? Or you can
They're not. So
So you just
Anyway.
pop them open.
it's fun. Something adventure-y.
Adventure.
What's going on with Small Paul?
Not much. I don't have anything for the shooting.
There's nothing from Small Paul land.
No.
Did he not attend show prep meeting? Is that what the problem is?
I guess there's nothing new in Small Paul land over there. Although it looks like there's a dragon and some stuff going on, but Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I got when you've got your Egyptian ruins, you gotta have the little crumbly bit like that.
That's my favorite bit. It's awesome.
So yeah, it's fun to do Egyptian stuff, and then I'm gonna do some kind of interior thing off the backside of this over here. So something, I don't know what.
Cool.
In that
Cool.
line, they have like the like mummy figures coming out of the little tomb thing. There's that molded piece that's like a sarcophagus.
You mean the actual sarcophagus or a different sarcophagus?
Yeah. Are you gonna have like a little mummy coming out of the sarcophagus? Oh yes, there it is.
There it is.
I have the
Ooh.
sarcophagus.
That's gold.
The Pharaoh.
That's money right there.
There's the Pharaoh.
That's like a Zam Wessel.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Pretty sure.
Probably pretty close. Probably $50.
I think I hear Hoopa probably twitching somewhere.
Yeah, look at there. There's a satisfied customer right there. I got him hooked up on some. Apparently, I have a lot of Johnny Thunders around here. But hey, I want to show this off really quick. Speaking of adventurers, I haven't finished putting them together yet, but I found this head, which has got these flamey gray eyes, and this Batlord helmet, which comes in dark gray, and apparently it's the Dragon Lord or something from the big Orient set right there, and there are none on Bricklink. The last one sold new for $600.
What?
And the used one sold for $300. So I'm a little baggy to finish him out. And I'll tell you what is unusual is how rare a plain old dark gray torso is to find. It only came in like that figure and 2 skiers, which I should have them here. And then people know that on Bricklink as well. So, but yeah, so that dragon dude right there is some bank going right there, which is kind of awesome. So
Dana probably wiped like 5 of those torsos just to get a dark gray one.
Just one.
Well, you can also piece them together for his purposes, so that makes it better. But yeah, just a blank dark gray one, crazy expensive.
Yeah, I kept thinking I had one, and I kept looking for one. I even went online with Atlantic Brick Company and dug through Chris Cott's personal stash of monochrome pieces. Nope, I wound up having to order one from Bricklink.
Crazy.
Yep.
Super crazy. Yes. So there's a dragon from that set, and he has all this gold printing on him. I really don't remember ever having it. I should.
It also has translucent orange wings. I had it. I sold it on Bricklink like 5 years ago for $35 or something.
Was it translucent orange or red?
I think it was that like neon orange.
Okay, it may have been, but yeah. So I should have that guy, but I don't ever remember him. Anyway, all right, Dana, how are you, Dana? Good to see you this evening.
I am good. I'm
sorry,
sitting
David.
here.
David, how are you?
Well, I don't
Dave,
know.
yes, but let's not confuse the Danas who will call me David, as all the greater people in the Midwest will call me, because that's what they know me as. So I am actually over here sitting here with white pieces because I am doing the base build for my Friendship Timber set that I'm building, that I did finish up while I was working on a conference call today. So I have the digital design. Now I need to get the white base done, and then I will go down into the vault and pull out the obscene barf of Friends colors to make it Friendsify. That'll happen sometime this week once I get the base build done and make sure everything works structurally, and then I can start adding in some funky colors. If you can see over my, well, you can kind of see. Let me go get it.
Go get it. And you're that weird white zone that we think is something from Doctor Who. So,
well, if things go the way I want them to go, Mr. Orange here, that is accompanying Mr. White up there, nice. And I actually went through and figured out what I can do to make a green one. However, the dark green that I need to be able to build it with is not available on Bricklink. It only came in the Orchid set, the green 1x1 round tiles. So I'm going to have to wait till those show up on Bricks and Pieces because they are ridiculously pricey. Like when I did I'm piecing it in studio and I, go to add it in Bricklink and it shows you kind of like what the estimate is going to be if it was for brand new parts, whatever the price average was. It was like $350. I'm like, what the heck is in here?
Wait. That's almost three.
That's a little more than a castle.
No, is it 4 Explorers? It's 4 Explorers.
Yes, it's 4 Explorers.
4 Explorers. Okay. See, I'm learning new math.
You're learning. So I'm going to have to wait till those dark, or I don't know. Some people call it dark green, but realistically they call green dark green. So it's earth green, I guess is the color I'm referring to. So those are only in one set. They're not available on Bricks and Pieces yet. They're ridiculously priced on Bricklink. So green has been shifted to the side, and I have moved blue and red up into the lineup. So hopefully I will have blue and red done after I receive the ridiculous Bricklink or Bricks and Pieces order from Lego, which half of the pieces are classic and will ship from the US, and the other half are not classic and will ship from wherever they ship from. So hopefully by, I don't know, let's call it Christmas, I'll be able to do the red and the blue. And then whenever the green can happen. Today was Thursday, and as I was pointed out by Waxsplat, today is go to the Lego store and get Bricks and Pieces or pick a brick, because evidently that's now what Thursday is. So I actually only got for myself today a nice bag of crystal meth.
It's not light blue though.
It's not light blue though. So I guess I don't know what you call this, but I got myself a nice small cup of the 1x1 headlight bricks.
Well, I wish I had some of those.
What's that?
I wish I had some of those.
Oh, don't worry, Matthew. I am made sure to hook you up. Matter of fact, along with my journey, I did grab, because this is what we do in our AFOL world, our AFOL life. We pick things up for our buddies. So I got Matthew a cup of, it's a half a cup of headlight bricks and a half a cup of masonry bricks. I'm not really sure why you needed another half a cup of masonry bricks, but they're there.
You can never have too many masonry bricks.
And then a full cup of medium nougat 1x2 bricks, which I'm sure will go into some building.
Nougat.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. But along with picking up something up for Matthew, which is because he and I do that thing. I don't even know why we want to paying each other, because there's like this floating $15, $16 that just goes back and forth. It's
because I have to file with the IRS.
That's why I pay you. Okay, all right, sorry. But now you owe me. So here we go again. But along with that today, there's another small chat with Ann Bandit as well, who's in here with Matthew and I and Martin Harris, Brick Snaps. And somewhere along the line, he had said something about wanting the 1x4 white tiles that were at Sugarloaf, which was a full day on Saturday. So I went and picked up Martin 5 large cups to make white 1x4 tiles.
So that's bizarre because Martin used to make Brian, the man of leisure, go out and grab his pick a brick in Atlanta.
Which makes sense. But so then here I am. I'm going to wind up having to ship this to him because the odds are I don't know when I'm going to see him. And because he no longer has his territory in Atlanta anymore, he's all over the place. So he's like, why don't you just ship it to me? I'm like, all right, I'll ship it to you. But hey, I just found out that there's headlight bricks and some green leaves and some 1x2 tiles. So what do I go and do? I get more stuff for Martin.
You're giving him drugs. If you cross the state line with those 2 bags, you're going to get arrested.
I mean, we kind of need to alert the DEA here. You got crystal meth and you got your marijuana.
Yep. So, although what was interesting is that when I showed the Prick-a-Brick cups to another friend of mine, he's like, dude, what is that? Like a bunch of Hawaiian shirts stuffed into cups? And I'm like, that does look like Hawaiian shirts stuffed into cups. So I will be putting this all into a box and then letting it sit in my garage for up to, I think Aubrey told me I should at least let it sit in my garage for at least 45 days. 45 days, at least 45 days before I ship it to him, because that is in custom fashion for Martin, because that's what he normally does before he ships something to anybody else. So I'm supposed to make it last as long as possible before I ship it to him.
Oh, did they have masonry at
They
North
did
Point?
have light bluish gray or medium stone gray, whichever your language translator will work into at the North Point store. They were up high, so they might not be gone by the time you get there if you scurry over there tomorrow. And I also, this is okay. So don't ever let the Lego store accuse you of not being susceptible to being upsold.
What?
Because when there's a scratch and dent pile there, and then there's this freaking Chinese New Year set that's on, a markdown price, it had to come home.
Oh, who had the spill?
It wasn't a spill. It was my child.
Oh, okay. All right. Making sure.
We had a moto moment. Oh, but the nice thing about Martin having him pick all that stuff up, he said I can keep the cups.
Like we need more cups.
Like I need more of these large cups.
That's like a $2.75 value right there.
However, the funny thing is that now I will now up the quantity that I leave in the car just in case I need to pick up stuff for Martin. Because now I'm technically, from what I've heard on Instagram, I'm referred to as one of his little birds. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think Brian's gonna get really jealous because he thought he was like Martin's like go fetch person.
Oh no, he's gotten parts. He gets Aubrey shipping him parts. He gets Gene from Texas shipping him parts. He's got birds all over the place who are shipping him stuff.
Or Brian.
Special. Yeah, he's not as special as. Well, no, Brian is still special, but in a completely different way.
I thought the correct term was mule, not bird. But
is this where the girlfriends, the ex-girlfriends, all of a sudden start talking and they realize that there was stuff going on, and they're not the favorite anymore?
All right, let's go ahead and talk to our new guest, shall we?
Yes. She has been waiting patiently through the mess. Hello, this is Virginia Bricks. Hello, Virginia Bricks. Tell us about yourself and what you do in the Lego community.
I am somewhat newish. This is maybe my second year building for fun for myself, not for my kids. And I can't look at the camera directly. I have a major problem figuring out where it is, so I apologize.
You're good.
Anyways, I started wanting to build modular things, and ended up in getting addicted to moSAICS and things like them. And they kind of vary in all different styles, sort of. Yeah.
Cool. So tell me, what was what set brought you in, or what moment brought you into the Lego community?
Well, the first set I bought myself was the modular bookstore.
Mm.
And then I bought a couple other things. And when I got the Parisian restaurant, I ended up getting a second one and modifying the design, which there it is over my shoulder, that shoulder.
Nice.
Nice.
And I liked making it my own. And so, yeah, and then I just kind of kept changing around buildings, and I don't even know what led me to moSAICS. It was like an accident.
You saw something on Instagram and went, "Ooh, that's kind of cool. I want to try that."
It was before I was on Instagram, and when I signed up for Instagram account for this, it was mainly just to hide my pictures somewhere. I didn't know there was this whole community. I just wanted to take the pictures out of my photo album because, of course, I had to take pictures of things, and then like stash them somewhere so that like my photo album stayed like just my kids.
Mm-hmm.
But now my photo album's like just Lego with like a few pictures of kids mixed in.
Shove the kids over to the side.
It's a
As it
sad
should
turn
be.
of events.
As it should be.
Yeah.
So now, did you do Lego as a kid, or is just that set was your first foray?
I had one set as a kid, and it was a medical center, and my brother had like a little city. And I every time I built with his Lego, it was always a house. I always built houses. So the modulars were kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, but I grew up doing art, and I went to school for graphic design.
Cool.
And I don't do anything creative for work, so this is my creative outlet.
Understood. Completely understood. All right. So you do moSAICS. That's where you. So have you been? Or wait, are you part of a lug where you are? Is there a lug that you're part of?
So I'm part of Wamalug, if you've heard of it.
We have. Do you know Dan Rubin and Nick? Do you know Nick?
I don't. So I've done a couple of virtual happy hours. They've been very kind. I know a couple people in the lug, and I wanted to join to get to know people, but also to do the bulk order, which I got to do. I just paid for my first one, so we'll see how that goes. And I hope to. I don't know how they do it because I've never been a part of it. But if like we all get together and split things up, then I want to help because.
You may want to write that down. I'm just going to say you don't want to know Nick.
It's a long and painful.
Yeah.
You get kind of loopy.
Well, I don't want to be that user who just signs up to join the group just to get some discounts. It feels bad. But I feel like I should help a little bit, you know? I've hardly been able a lot of the meetings are kind of far from my house. They jump around to different locations, but they're all kind of far. And in the DC area, I don't know how bad traffic is there, but out here, it's like there's rush hour traffic 24/7. Like
It's worse. It's worse there. Yeah, you have it worse.
So,
Dana, let me put you at ease a little bit. So, I actually became part of our lug and took over as the lug ambassador just because I wanted to make sure that the lug did lug bulk, just so I could get lug bulk. And this is a true statement.
And we have no problem with it.
This is not public knowledge, but it is a true statement that I became the lug ambassador just because I wanted my lug to do lug bulk.
well, I missed out on the whole initial, like, I guess there were votes on what pieces were. So it was a very odd mix of parts.
It's like Hunger Games when we do it.
Yeah. And Matthew, we need to talk. I think I should probably stay on as the bulk master, even when I step down.
Oh no! We're actually going to stage a real Hunger Games, and the winner gets to pick more parts for the list.
You give everybody a long Technic axle, put them in a room together, and let the stabbing start. So,
Well, Virginia Bricks, I will say, like the first year that Dana ran it, we brought like everybody in the lug that had ordered was invited to like go to one person's house and divvy up all the parts, and that turned out maybe not to be the most efficient way to do it. And so since then, we have cut that down to a smaller group of maybe 8 people who split up all the parts into boxes, and then we just give people because it was actually easier to have fewer hands in the divvying than to have too many hands and people like, what am I doing? So.
well, we've done a good job, and I'll give our Dana credit keeping it sane. I've seen lug bulk split a lug in half fighting over it, and so that has not happened and everything here. But the flip side of that is if you complain about, and even if you complain about when your stuff is going to arrive, our Dana has a rule. He gets a cut, like a 1% cut of your bricks. So he'll come up there and he'll take it. So
it's the equivalency of don't make me turn this car around. That's basically what it is.
All right. Miss Virginia Briggs, do you have some of your mosaics for us to see? Is there some you can grab and show us?
I have like 30 around me.
Hey, we got time. Go ahead.
We're only
I don't mean
36.
to show them all. I just mean like I've got a variety. What do you want to see? Do you want to the flag
Show us your superstars. We want to see them.
Give us your tips on the best way to make a mosaic, because I immediately go to 3-dimensional because that's how I build.
Well, I started with things like this. This is kind of more intricate. I started with simple things. We don't have to zoom in on me.
I want to see your brick. So there
you
go.
Ooh.
That's just like flat, nothing fancy.
It's beautiful.
But, and then I sort of.
What about this view?
No, don't do that.
No, not this. Wait. Oh man, I hate when I do this.
What did you do?
Oh I'm totally screwing things up now.
I like the purple petals that you had. Not purple, the dark blue.
I was trying to do this.
This.
But move her. There we go. That's what.
Oh, look there. There we go.
There. So this was a pretty early one. These are just plain tiles on a plate.
Ooh.
When I can't think of anything, I'll grab a minifigure and slap them in the middle.
Nice.
Is that a spaceman?
Well, she has a whole series of all the colors.
I have it here.
There it is.
Oh, hey.
There it is.
Now I'm interested. I can do that or something.
So these, like I prepared for the purple one in advance. So it only cost me like $2.
Nice.
Cool.
For that helmet, but I started just doing 4, and then people were like, "You should really get the other spacemen."
Yeah.
Like I just had the classic ones, and yeah. So then the gray one was the last one there.
Awesome.
And yeah, I got really. I must have done like 100 of flat ones before I started trying different things. And now this is what I built for Chicago.
Ooh.
For Brick World.
Yes.
I see rainbows.
Oh, hold on. The piece fell off.
I'm not even on anything and I'm tripping just looking at that. So.
Well, Dana's got a couple of bags to bring you.
So there are some, I keep having to take parts off because I run out. And then so there's some magenta missing from right here. But otherwise, I think I replaced everything.
That's,
And
by the way, that's a level of adult fan of Lego when you take parts off of one mock to complete another mock. That is an important stage. Oh, go ahead and put that up there. We want to see it. We want to see it in its entirety.
So that's the V shapes are raised like hills.
That's so cool.
It's so hard to photograph.
Yes.
You can really see it.
Tell us about what was the thing that transitioned you from flat mosaics to 3-dimensional?
I've been told they were reliefs.
Mark's not here right now. You can say what you want.
It's not entirely relief because it doesn't go more. But anyway, I just got bored. I like to scroll through my stuff and look at the pictures, and I was like, people are gonna get tired of looking at this. Not that matters because it's for me. It's not for anyone else. But I still just kind of like to try new things. And so at first I set out to try to do different textures. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with, well, anyway, I was trying to do different textures. And in the end, I ended up with doing different layers instead of textures.
Cool.
And yeah. So this breaks into a couple pieces.
Oh, are we going to get breakage live on?
Oh, wow.
Easy transport.
I made it to fit in a suitcase.
Okay.
So it kind of does.
I'm very envious of the splitting in the suitcase.
Well, I learned the night before I left for Brick World that it was an inch too long. So I ended up having to check it in a bigger bag.
Nice.
So it was a thing, but it worked out fine. It worked out okay. What else? This is simpler, but again, I just like to. It kind of looks different from every angle.
That would actually be a cool backdrop for someone who has a spaceship and they wanted to put it against like some like interdimensional portal backdrop.
It's amazing. It's awesome.
And I started doing these sort of box ones.
I like that.
I'm terrible with the camera. I'm sorry.
No, this is you're great.
You're
right
actually
on
doing better than most of us.
It's in focus. That's the best part. Mine's never in focus. So
So like holding like
Ooh.
the one that's got the green center, how much of that when you're building do you know with confidence your color gradations, or do you start building and you go, no, not that shade of yellow, a different shade of yellow?
I have an addiction to the dots.
We call that an adoption.
So this
is not a collective term here. Go ahead.
this entire that's where it starts.
Ooh.
That's
These
lots of
are all
dots.
dots.
Wow.
I use the word dots loosely. It's tiles, 1x1 tiles, quarter rounds on the bottom. This blue line separates quarter rounds and rounds. Square up top, and then I have regular tiles there. And then up here, I've got macaroni tiles and cheese slopes and the half round thingies like that. I'm
The bread pieces.
my ADD sort of over OCD organization kind of kicks in, and so I pull out 10 drawers and I line them up the colors that I want. When Dana shared his story yesterday of the orange close-up of the orange spaceman, I had asked what the colors were because I knew it wasn't quite what I was looking at, and that's how I ended up with these colors, which are not at all what he used, but but it inspired me to get to this point. So I just see things. I saw there's an artist that I follow. He does paper art, and he did something with these colors, and now I'm obsessed with these colors. And like this past week, I think I shared 3 different things all in those color schemes. I just like, until I find something that I like, I just kind of keep going.
What is it about those color combinations that draws your eye?
I don't know. I'm not a huge pink fan usually, like
Okay.
the color pink. It's
Sorry,
not a
pink
bad
fan.
color, but like I try not to focus on
Me
it.
too.
I don't. So on Mondays I do moSAICS on Monday. moSAICS on Monday, yes. With my co-host John B. Toys, and I'm always trying to bring in more men. So like if I can, I try not to go heavy on the pinks. Purple is inevitable, I just do it. But
Did somebody say pink?
pink is a great
Hang on.
color, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But I try not to overdo, and then I always end up doing rainbows anyway, so it's hard to avoid.
You should meet our friend Julian.
Yeah.
Is he into pink or he hates pink?
Oh boy, he loves his pink. In fact, he has the vast majority of my pink brick.
Julian has created a castle that would.
Hi, Brett.
Hey, Brett.
Whoop-ah!
Whoop-ah! Yeah,
Julian wears these as hats.
yeah.
He created a
I have one right back
pink
here.
castle.
Yeah.
That's the size of like a queen size bed.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
All pink.
All pink.
All pink.
So you can put your pink donation. We'll send it to him. That'll be fine.
Well, I do like pink. I just try to avoid it. I'm always trying to bring, and for some reason I've become obsessed with blues and greens lately. So, yeah. Is there anything else that you all would like to see?
Anything you got? These are amazing. This is outside of my wheelhouse of being able to do, and it's what you breathe and do with ease and enjoyment. I would stress myself out building, like I said before the show, building this mosaic, which is the only mosaic I built, the Spaceman, which I wanted to build because it's a Spaceman, hit my ADD. Oh,
nice.
so amazing! Look at that.
I have already told Virginia Brooks that when that goes missing, she knows where it is because it'll be at my house.
That means he's
Oh.
figured out where you live.
I have a thing for Benny. He's my favorite. I know he's not classic or whatever, but
He is. He's classic in my book.
I was gonna say everyone has a thing for Benny.
he makes me happy. So I have a lot of Benny things. Here's another Benny. There.
Aw.
Oh, that's awesome.
And in the group of spacemen, the blue, I didn't use a regular blue spaceman. I used Benny. Like they're all just standing there, and Benny is of course
Being
celebrating right there.
He's excited. He's excited.
He's always excited.
That's amazing.
I have his angry face, but I never use it. I think this might be my first mosaic ever, but I kind of updated it.
Are those
Nice.
I don't know if it
Oh,
really.
the flags.
I like it.
So, I started out with the mountains, and then I just kind of added stuff until it wasn't quite a mosaic anymore, but kind of.
Now, I've only made 2 mosaics, and both times that I have done it, I've used a photograph or an image that I just set the pixels, 96 by 96 pixels. And I have to say that the hardest part was actually mounting the base plates to a piece of plywood so that they wouldn't flex. Because I use the extra large base plates, the 48 by 48 studs, and I have 4 of them, so it's 96 by 96 square. That took more time than actually putting the tiles on, and I found that applying the tiles actually was extremely enjoyable and went surprisingly quickly. I couldn't get over how quickly I was, pop these things on. And I have one of the 2. The other one is a gift for somebody else, so I don't have it at the house. But this is one I made for my spouse. And his favorite author is Flannery O'Connor. And so I happened to come across this T-shirt image, and I thought, that'd make a really fun mosaic. And so at the
That's
time,
cool.
I had all these orange plates, and so I decided to put her Flannery's black pieces. They're black pieces with studs, so they're slightly raised, and then everything else is just one, orange tiles. And I had a lot of orange tiles, and unlike Dana, I don't use orange all that much. So I'm like, it's Thomas's favorite color, and I can use my orange tiles for something. So I just, oranged in the background, but it went really quick once I started popping them in. I don't know.
One of the things I love is that you don't have to. People are like, I can't do it, but like this is I think he was 8. He might have been 9 when he did this. My son just did it from his brain.
Nice. I still can't do that.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I rarely do like you did a picture. I rarely do those. I should add, by the way, that Benny is based on a design by someone else, and I want to make sure that they have credit. And they are Panda. It's Pandis_Pandas on Instagram. So he had designed Marilyn Monroe turned into the pink spaceman.
Oh, awesome.
And I took the pink spaceman and made it a blue spaceman, changed the face around. So the original spaceman is Pandas.
Pandas.
And if you look me up and find my Benny, there's a link.
Okay.
So I want to, anyway, my daughter has made this for Monday, for moSAICS on Monday. She's 5.
It's very abstract. I like it.
Just for reference. Yeah.
So now the moSAICS on Monday, where and when and what time, what would you do that?
As soon as your Monday begins, we have people in Australia and New Zealand that start it during my Sunday.
Okay.
And just post on Instagram is where we do it. And just any kind of mosaic you want to share, made of Lego. We've had some that show up that aren't Lego.
Are they
so
Lego?
To clarify, this is a Lego thing. There is one guy who does it out of Rubik's Cube. And because it's very much like dots, I was like, totally join us. But otherwise, made out of Lego. And just use, just include the hashtag moSAICS on Monday. It's kind of confusing, but I put it in my stories. Jody just put it in the comments there.
There it is.
Yep. I think I remember I had the confusion because I just thought it was Mosaic Monday and it wasn't showing up anywhere. And I'm like, I'm sure somebody's got to be seeing this. I'm like, oh, I've got the wrong hashtag.
When we started it over a year ago, we went through and looked at the different variations that were out there, and moSAICS on Monday only had 2 posts ever, and they were long, not touched, and had nothing to do with moSAICS. So it worked out fine. We occasionally get some tile workers that post stuff, but most of the time, I mean, we've got over 3,000 posts now. So it's been doing well. Yeah. And that's it. And we don't need to be tagged. We just the hashtag is all we ask.
So since there is a community of people who do mosaic, obviously we've seen yours. Are there some, Instagram channels that you're excited to see? Like, do you check them every Monday? You're like, maybe so-and-so made a mosaic.
Well, we have a lot of regulars that take part in our moSAICS on Monday every week or as often as they can, like Jody, who is in the chat. She's lovely and she often gets hers in at like midnight, but like they make it. Not that late, I'm just kidding. But John B. Toys, who is my co-host, he just had an art show in Columbus, Ohio. That was all his Lego creations, like at a gallery and everything.
Yeah, he does some amazing stuff. Yeah.
Yes, he's really worth following. when I started talking to him, I thought he was all moSAICS, and we got to know each other. And it turns out he builds crazy buildings. So he is someone, he also does a lot of digital. He's really, really good at studio. Crystal Whitaker I think she's in New Zealand. She could be Australia. It's hard to keep track. She makes really excellent tile mosaics.
I actually reached out to her like several months ago and invited her, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't really think I do YouTube."
I don't do YouTube, but I thought I'd give it a try. I appreciate anyone being interested, especially people that are not mosaic people. After Virginia, Brick Fair, Virginia, I had a really bad taste in my mouth over the experience, and
No.
the fact
Imagine.
that you approached me saying we're not really mosaic people, but like we're really interested. That I had someone come up to me while I was packing up, and they were like, "I really didn't like any of your stuff."
What?
Really?
Which
That's
is fine.
rude.
It's okay. You don't have to like what I made.
Yeah, that's
No, but
rude.
that's just rude in general.
That is not indicative of normal.
It was a backhanded compliment because he then ended with, "But when I noticed that there was like texture and layers, I thought maybe that's kind of cool." I'm like, okay.
This wasn't like a
Thanks.
castle person, was it?
I'm sure that it was one of those classic builders, not necessarily castle, but like classic, some sort of classic style.
Yeah.
And here I am with rainbow dots and like this huge trippy thing, you know. I stayed at my table most of the public time, you know. I was there. The public was great. I was right next to a very lovely mosaic of 4 Pokemon characters, and it was like people only had eyes for that. And then I had,
that can happen.
20 minutes away, I had I brought everything I could possibly pack into my car and fit on the table, because for Chicago I had like 4 things because I had to fly. And people appreciated it, but the other exhibitors were not open to it. You know, I think a lot of people look at dots as kind of a joke, maybe.
Well, not here.
I mean, it's the vibe I got. I know, and that's why I was like, I'll go ahead and do this.
Well,
But
here,
it's the feeling I got.
this is my daughter loves dots, and she loves Sailor Moon, and she made.
That's excellent.
Yes, I was abreast. She made Chibi Sailor Moon with her cat, and then she just made a random face.
That's fantastic. I love that.
I love
Amazing.
that.
That's
Yeah,
so good.
we love dots in our house. I mean, I love them on my mocks in general. I mean, I slap
They're
them all
so
over
good.
that friends. Yeah,
Is that a coffee
they're
cup?
able to bring so much color. I mean, obviously your stuff has so much color. They're able to bring so much color in such small spaces that I don't understand why they get bad raps.
It just it left me speechless, the entire the way that I left that day. And you know, I will say the people of Charm City Lug were so kind, and I didn't really think it through. When I signed up for Brick World, I was going out there to meet 30 people I knew for over a year on Instagram, a couple of my closest friends who I only knew virtually. And it was an amazing time. And when I did Brick Fair, I didn't think it through, and I didn't really realize that I was basically signing up all by myself. And so I realized that as I was setting up, I was like, I don't know anybody here. And then the couple people that I knew from Charm City, they were very nice. And then other people, I met other people. There was a lot of really nice people there, but like, as far as like it just felt very weird vibe as far as the co-distributor displayers.
I'm that was your experience, and you know, I'm glad that when you went to Brick World, it was much more positive. And
yeah, Brick World was amazing.
I got asked at Brick World, Alabama, if there was a monorail, this guy who was a displayer came up to me. He's like, "Is this that MOC that has a big monorail running through it?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's the Moon Palace from Sailor Moon." "What's that?" "It's an anime." "Oh, I don't like that." And he walked away, and I'm just like, "What?"
It was the same guy.
Probably.
It could be.
Well,
I'm like,
And-
does this thing look like it has a monorail? It's almost set up. There is no monorail.
well, I built a large Ice Planet spaceship. I had it at Brick Fair, Alabama, and I was pretty proud of it. It just had gotten finished, just laid out there, and this lady goes, "What is that? Some sort of helicopter?" And it's a spaceship. And I'm like, "Oh, it could be." And I, just stopped talking. So just don't let that get you down. And you know what? There will be a couple of, pardon my French, buttheads in the Lego community. Unfortunately, some have learned to be vocal about it, and or passive aggressive or whatever. It is not the norm for the vocal part of the community.
Yeah.
And odds are whoever said that probably is not well received by the rest of the community anyway. I don't know who it was, and I don't want to judge and all that kind of stuff.
No, I don't.
You can understand the non art Lego people in the room, which is me, and I'm going to say I'm hyper impressed. I don't know how to control color that way and make designs and make it flow like you do, and folks who do that. So it is absolutely amazing, and I really, really have a great appreciation for it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can't do it without going 3D. I can't work within the limitations, and that's the thing that makes it its own genre. It has certain things you have to work with.
I believe Dana has a mosaic. Is it handy?
Which one are you referring to?
The one with your lovely partner?
Oh, it's all the way downstairs and it's up on a wall.
Oh, okay.
But
I've seen it though. You shared it.
yeah, and I was supposed to bring it with me to Chicago. I even bought an easel to bring with me to put with it. And it was the last thing I was going to put on the truck. And we were at the Buc-ee's an hour and a half from here, and I went, "Oh, I forgot the mosaic on the wall." So.
And you also forgot the monorail. Speaking of monorail.
Well, no. That wasn't me forgetting the monorail. That was Ant Bandit.
That was Adam. I'm sorry. I get all of the Brick World stories confused.
Yes, the Brick World stories are good. But I do have a question, and Virginia knows that I love her mosaics because I'm constantly clicking like on them and oohing and over them. I've even told her that I'm glad that she does them because it keeps me from doing it because I know that it is a slippery slope and it looks like so much fun. And I got too many other things I can't do it.
It's an addiction.
But it is, yeah. It's like I've already got a monochrome habitat addiction. I don't need a mosaic addiction.
Yeah. Did you see that comment, by the way?
What was it?
I was laughing at it. I'm sorry. You interrupted me.
It's true. I could have had him overnight my mosaic for me. But I've been noticing lately a lot of your mosaics you'll post. I don't know if it's usually always the first picture or one of the follow-up pictures, but you'll just do the little square, and you'll show up like on an angle, and you've got some elevations going on, and it's just a simple pattern. And then the next thing I know, I hit the next page, and boom, you have replicated it 50 times.
I made a mosaic, and it was a repeating of this this step. It's there. So it's an L shape, and it steps up. Yep. And they were all right on top of each other, no space between. And I'm not a great photographer, and my light box is actually not mine; it's my husband's. It's just 20 inches cube. So it was this size. So it's a base plate size, 32 studs. And so I could only angle it certain ways before I had to edit the pictures. And so I decided to redo it and add the bars in between and make each one individual. And so it was, I think it's 36 of the things. And from there, I decided to see how different I could make this. And first, I had posted this when I redid it and separated everything just so I could show the contour and the design, because the shallow part or the deeper part, whatever it is, it would it gets lost in shadow, and I'm not great at editing photos. So I did that. It worked out, and then I redid it, and that worked out, and then I redid it, and now this is number 6. And I wanted to, so I had posted this yesterday because what I wanted to do was show that tonight, the full one. But my Bricklink order didn't arrive today. It still says
Such a basic A-Fall. Such a basic A-Fall.
Did you order it from Hungry?
I'm 5 macaroni tiles short of finishing the full one of this design. So it will be posted tomorrow. But I'll show you anyway, because the way that I built that, I'm kind of...
If you lived in Atlanta, you could just come over and get the parts from us. But
I was gonna say,
You just have a key to Matt's house like Dana does, and he goes over and you just raid Matt's collection.
I'm
now,
part
that
obsessed.
was because he was at Brick Fair, Virginia, and I was
It's
feeding
true.
Cassie, so I stole a bunch of pink and purple parts. I borrowed them. Whatever.
Borrowed.
All right, let's see
after
this.
the first one, I made it so that each block pops off. It's just on two
2x4s?
there. It's 2x2s.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
The one bottom one is on a round. So they all just pop on and off really easy. I can take all the tiles off. And so this is what I come up with.
Awesome. That's awesome.
it looks beautiful.
And so that will hopefully be posted tomorrow after lunch when the order magically shows up.
Sneak preview.
This row here has no macaroni tiles.
Ah.
So anyways, so all of these just pop right off and back on again. And
Nice.
so yeah. So that's like my current series that I'm doing. I have a thing about series is I like to do them. I did like 30 Harry Potter themed ones before I started doing all the texture stuff with the minifigs. Yeah.
Awesome.
So the one thing I'll say, going back to the convention topic for a moment, is I do hope that doesn't discourage you, because I would say I've now gone to a number of conventions, and the best thing about going to like your 3rd, 4th, and 5th one is that it starts to feel a little bit like a family reunion where everybody wants to go, and you walk in and you meet people that you've never met in person, or maybe you did meet them in person, but it was 3 years ago, and
Or you knock over Tom Atkinson's Ferris wheel.
or that.
Or that happens.
Or you drop Fazoom 6-foot-long ship, as happened.
That too.
That happened. Yes, it did. It did.
But I do think that I do hope that you start to
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep at it.
good. You get a sense of community, and when you go to these things, you find your people, whatever your people are into, whether they're mosaics or they're modulars or they're spaceships or monochrome habitats, whatever's your flavor.
I was gonna say, wasn't Wamalug at Brick Fair, Virginia?
Yeah, but I don't really know. I actually did. I hung out with the 1 or 2 people that I knew. Benny, I love Benny. All the faces of Benny. I did spend some time with the 2 people that I knew. And then the Charm City, which is Baltimore, which is not that far. I mean, it's a couple hours, but generally speaking, it's not that far compared to other things. So yeah, I ended up not being alone, but like the first couple days of setup, I was like, wow, I'm just by myself. But also I got to say hi to Tacos and Michelle who will be on Lego Masters Season 3, and other people that I have met just through Instagram. So, it was okay. It was more just like the sort of feeling I got from the greater group.
So one more question about Brick World, which is one of the things that I know Dana and I certainly had a blast, was walking around at the Festival of Lights. Have you thought at all about maybe doing something that's like glow in the dark or something? I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know if
I have 500 glow in the dark dots coming to me with my bulk order.
Nice.
So we'll see what that brings.
Okay.
Nice.
Hopefully something
That could be
good.
cool. Yeah.
They need to make more, like different shapes. My favorite Bricklink store has glow in the dark 1x2 plates, which I didn't know existed.
They came in the road plate sets, actually.
Is that
Well,
right?
they're really
That's where I got
enticing.
mine from.
They're really enticing, but a little bit pricey, and I have no idea what to use them on. I mean, rightfully so pricey. My favorite Bricklink store is not pricey. Just to clarify. They are
That's like when we start to get those, our go-to stores. Yeah, I get it.
Yes,
Didn't
they are very fair.
the Friends, I want to say 2 waves ago, they had a lot of the carnival sets, and they seem to have, I know Natalie has
I have them all.
she has a few of them. Yes, and they had a lot of glow in the dark stuff.
So I
They had
just
the
got
splits.
probably $400 in Lego Friends stuff off Facebook for $50.
Ooh.
And I just finished washing and sorting like 80-90% of it. I gave all the dolls to my daughter, and I may have kept all the hair. But
A lot of bald mini dolls walking around your house now.
yeah, no, I gave her like the super Friends hair, but like the could go either way ambiguous hair. I was like, nope, that one's mine.
Androgynous hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glow in the dark coming in.
Oh, I'll have
Avatar
to look at
sets.
that. I wasn't
Another
going to look
set?
at the Avatar sets, but maybe those pieces will show up.
The
Is
that
glow-in-the-dark
Snape or
snake head.
If you're looking,
Snape.
if you're looking for glow in the dark parts, the Bone Dragon, Ninjago Bone Dragon, has a lot of different glow in the dark parts. So,
I
oh,
think
Monkey
I
Kid.
think she's
About to show
she's
you
gonna
a
show
box
you
of Bone
a-
Dragon.
is it
I
Monkey
don't know.
Kid?
I have a dragon that my son gave up on 2 years ago. I don't know. I don't think this is it.
No, the Bone Dragon has a lot of white and it glows in the dark. Obviously,
This
being
is white. It's
Bone Demon.
Bone
it's the
Demon.
Skull Sorcerer's dragon. Not that one.
Yep.
Anyway.
The Monkey Kid Bone Demon. That's what it is.
So I only had one of the 3 words right, but it had the word bone in it.
Monkey Kid.
But don't forget like the fluorescent translucent things.
Yeah.
They
black light.
glow in
Yeah.
the black light, which is pretty fun.
I had so much fun walking around Brick World Chicago with the black light. I didn't want to use it in my hotel room, but I used it on the phantom floor, and it was just fine.
Right.
So.
And there's
Oh,
the
me.
new fluorescent yellow color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that fires up under UV. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
That and
I haven't
the
touched it yet.
that and the bright coral. The coral is awesome
Coral.
under black light.
Yep. I have so much coral and neon yellow. I don't know what to do with.
You were just gonna have to. You know what? I was thinking about that the other day. Just contrast it with black, and like maybe dark red or something like that, and just go crazy. Just go crazy.
Yeah. I force myself to do ones in colors I'm not a fan of.
Sometimes those wind up being the best ones you can do.
Sometimes.
Because I get probably some of the best compliments on my moSAICs for the colors that I would never, ever, ever build with. So yeah,
I mean,
go with
colors
the
that are
colors
not orange or gray.
because they're not orange and they're not gray.
White, blue, gray, believe. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. This has been fantastic fun. We are at 15 after our hour, so we do need to, we've been circling the airport a little bit. We need to land the plane. Virginia, I was going to share something with you. There's a guy, he doesn't build with Lego anymore, but he lives in Auburn, Alabama. His name is Eric Harshbarger. I don't know if you know of him, but he was an early mosaic maker. He was making mosaics back in, 98, 99, or even earlier than that. The cool thing is he's a mathematician. He taught math. He's colorblind as well, but so he did his stuff by, he had an assistant help him sort, and then he did his stuff by basically math and mapping stuff out and everything. He photorealistic kind of things he had going on, early days of mosaic, and it's really cool. So you want to look him up.
That I put in Eric, and immediately my phone brought up the rest of his website.
Good job, Google.
It's a little creepy. That's why I was looking at my phone. I apologize.
The algorithm knows.
It knows. Now his website was handmade in HTML in 1994.
Yeah,
so
it's like a straight paper
on GeoCities.
Yeah, and I don't think he has a picture that's over 1024 by 768 on the page. But you dig around there and find it. He even did some mosaics back in the day with different printed tiles that made mosaics and did shades of color. It's amazing stuff. So that's deep in the community, deeper probably than a lot of folks realize.
Yeah, I will look into him.
Yeah, he's really
there's
cool.
Someone who takes part on Mondays who gets the printed tiles mixed in with his stuff really well, and his name is Brian. And of course, now I can't find any of his work anywhere. So, anyways, just come check out moSAICS on Monday, and you'll see a good 40 posts of just anything you can imagine. They're all different. And
I'm going to go follow that hashtag right now.
Crazy fun mosaics.
All right. Well, anyway, we need to don't log off when we log off, because we'll talk after the show. Hey, everybody, thank you for joining us. It's been a great conversation. Smash that like button and subscribe and all those things. Be awesome and build awesome. Virginia, thank you, Dana, for being here.
Thank you.
And everybody have a great night. Everybody, be nice to your neighbor. Be awesome and build awesome. Goodbye.